Hey everyone, what's up? This is Blaze. Welcome to my first video about the game Crowfall. So this game was announced a few months back, and a lot of people in the Wizard community and Pirate community are interested in this game because it comes from the same creative director that helped to create Wizard and Pirate 101, and that is J. Todd Coleman. So people have been kind of following him and seeing what's up with his new game, and it's been pretty interesting what they've released so far. Last week especially, when they had this what they called Hunger Week, and there's a lot of information that was announced during that week. So basically, I didn't want to make a video like right when this game was announced. I kind of wanted to wait until there was some good information to go off of for the game, and now it seems like it's a good time to start talking about it. So on the main page, there's this announcement countdown, and I've already signed up for the beta, but I don't think this countdown is for the beta. It doesn't say beta. Like if in 2 weeks here, there was, well, it's less than 2 weeks, only 13 days. But if it was counting down to the beta, I would hope that it would say like beta countdown or something like that. But it's just an announcement countdown, and I don't know. I don't really think the beta is going to start in 2 weeks. It seems kind of early, and there definitely seems that there's going to be a lot more information that they're going to be announcing before that. So not really sure. I think what Coleman said in one of the forum posts was that after the countdown is done, you should know whether or not you actually want to play this game, if it's something that you will enjoy playing or not. So to start things off, we're going to look at what I think is one of the first articles that was released in the Crowfall website, and it was called Forge Master World Rules and Resources. And it starts off giving us information about the Stoneboard Forge Master, who is one of the archetypes, which are the different classes in the game. So there he is. I won't be looking at each individual archetype that they have released yet, but I'll probably have a glance at them eventually. So, but we're going to be looking at what was kind of the main part of this article, and that was the world maps and kind of how the worlds are going to be divided up in the game. So they said that there's going to be different worlds, but they're going to be completely different layouts, different land and feature generation, and we can kind of see some of that here with like village, quarries, lumber mills, and all this kind of type of stuff. So each of the worlds is kind of its own campaign, as they said. And in each of these campaigns, there's different types of PvP combat, whether it be free-for-all, guild versus guild, God War, not really sure what that is, 3-faction, player monarchies. So there's different types of player versus player combat in each world. And it seems like the worlds kind of have their set time. Like each campaign has a set amount of time. I'm not sure if what players do in the world will either speed up or slow down that time for the campaign. But basically, with what we saw last week with the hunger, is the hunger is kind of taking over the world, and once the hunger kind of reaches like the end of the world, it completely like covers the world, then the world's destroyed, and then that whole entire world is just gone from existence, and then probably a new world will pop up. So that's kind of interesting, keeps things new and fresh with the new worlds being released. And what's going to be really interesting that I was kind of thinking of is whenever these new worlds are dropped, and like a fresh new world for everyone to go explore, that's gonna be crazy. There's gonna be people spawning in and you're just like racing for all these reasons. Like, let's go ahead and look up here. Like, you can see all these different places. People are going to be trying to claim like this stronghold or the mines or this fort and all this stuff. And then also these resources, like people will want to take over the quarry or stuff. So it's gonna be kind of crazy in the beginnings when these worlds are just released, because it's gonna be a fight for resources. So that's kind of an interesting element that they've added in. So this was the first article that started off the Hunger Week, and it includes a lot of awesome information that the entire game is basically based off of, and I mentioned some of it, but basically what they're going by is eternal heroes in dying worlds. So your heroes will continue to survive and be able to jump from world to world, even if one of them is destroyed, and just in the collection of resources and combat and all that type of stuff. So I like what it says here about how long should the campaign last, and it says some can last 1 week, 1 month, 6 months, or a year. So this most likely is impacted by player involvement with the world, and we don't know how exactly that fits in, but hopefully we do figure that out eventually. So it's just really interesting. It basically just keeps things fresh for the players, stuff like that. And there's 5 phases of the hunger taking over the world, and goes by spring, summer, fall, winter, and then of course the end, whether that be victory or defeat. So they also have some art images on what the different creatures look like at each phase. So it looks like they kind of start to go like more zombie form, and then they start to get their hunger form after that. So pretty interesting stuff. There's also another a tiger, or not tiger, a cat that we'll look at later on, and we can see kind of how the creatures are affected by the hunger. So the Hunger Week concluded with this day 5, and honestly, this is probably one of my favorite entries in the Hunger Week that they had, because it has this awesome looking cat type of saber-toothed tiger creature, and I thought it looked really cool. I mean, just look at this concept art right here. The Winter Hellcat looks pretty awesome. Like, I mean, in the winter phase of the hunger, I mean, are you going to be a little afraid of seeing this thing roaming in the woods? It reminded me a lot of Game of Thrones with the White Walkers. So you'll just kind of, maybe run into a group of these things in the winter as they're roaming around looking for, scavenging for food and all that type of stuff. But there's also a nice video that kind of shows the animations of this beast creature that you might see. So to wrap things up, we're going to be looking at some of the archetypes, and one of them is the Fey Assassin. I think this is the most recent one that was announced. So here's an in-game screenshot of her in meeting one of the winter/hunger beasts. So it looks pretty cool, and some type of rogue, similar to a rogue from what I can see in this screenshot. But what does she have? She's called a specialist, so yeah, I would say. I'm not sure what all the roles are. I know one of them was tank for the Templar, or the knight was tank, and so there's some other ones. But yeah, here is the assassin concept. They call her the Fey Assassin. So interesting stuff. Let's just go ahead and quickly look through some of the other archetypes. What do we have? There's the Fey Assassin. The knight says that he's a tank. Let's look at his screenshot. Pretty cool. And there's also some backstory that you can look at as well. So what was another one that was cool that I saw? The Legionnaire I thought was really awesome. Let me look at it, because I liked his screenshot. I thought it looked pretty detailed on the background imagery. So that's basically going to wrap up this video on my thoughts on some of the things with Hunger Week, and all the information, the new information that we've seen from Crowfall in the short few months that the game has been released or announced. So there is that. The countdown, I just looked at the Founders update. I'm not sure if I have it saved in one of my tabs, but there's this Founders update, and they announced that they were doing a crowdfunding type of project for the game eventually. So maybe the countdown is for that, and in 2 weeks we'll know enough about the game to decide if we want to help contribute to the Founders, and like become a founding member by helping to crowdfund the project. But there's that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about all this, about the game, if you guys are excited for it. If you are, make sure to leave a like on the video so I know you guys are supporting this and you want to see more of these type of videos in the future, which I'll probably do because they're probably going to come out with more information as well. So that is going to be it for me today. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe for future Crowfall videos and other videos like that. Eventually, hopefully in the beta, we can post some videos about Crowfall and have a fun time doing that. But that's going to be it for me today. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all next time.